Tepper, we've got to shoot the picks videos.
The picks videos?
Yeah, the 5 and 6A picks video.
State championships were last week.
No, we still got 4 more weeks.
No, it's Christmas. Football season's over.
2020, man. We still got 4 more weeks.
Hold on. There's no way that's true. Hold on a second. You said 4 more weeks?
Yeah, 4 more weeks, 5 and 6A.
What the Welcome into the Picks, presented by Visit Arlington, your guide to Texas high school football weekend. My name is Greg Tepper of Dave Campbell's Texas Football and TexasFootball.com. Thank you so much for tuning in. And here's something I've never said on the Picks video before. Merry Christmas. That's right. Here we are into Christmas time. The week of Christmas, we will have 32 Texas high school football playoff games this weekend on Christmas Eve and on Boxing Day. There are no games on Christmas Day, so you can enjoy your holiday however you so choose. But look, we're into the third round of the 6A and 5A playoffs, the regional semifinals, and the action's really heating up. We're getting down to the nitty-gritty where you've got games every week where they're state championship caliber games, or at least state semifinal caliber games everywhere you look. Massive games everywhere. We start in Arlington. 3:15 Saturday afternoon at Globe Life Park in Arlington. It's Class 6A Division II regional semifinal between the Abilene Eagles and the Denton Guyer Wildcats. What are the keys to this matchup? Key number 1, Abilene's hot hand. So let's go back about a month ago to November 13th as Abilene entered a district contest with Wolford Friendship. And I'll be honest, I didn't think much of it at the time. In fact, Abilene was 1-4 at that moment, and things had not looked good for the Eagles. But that's when they got hot. They have not lost since. They are 5-0 in their last 5 games behind a much improved defense led by Nathan Guzman and an emerging offense led by quarterback Abel Rodriguez. This team is starting to play its best football right now. They are the hot team. They are the team that nobody wants to run into right now. So, can Abilene's momentum carry them through? Key number 2, Guyer's other guys. When we talk about Guyer, it's really easy to talk about their quarterback, Eli Stowers. And for good reason, the Texas A&M signee is sensational. But I think Guyer is best when they get a lot of the other guys going, most notably on the defensive side, led by Cooper Lands, and when they get their running game going with Byron Phillips Jr. That is really when the Wildcats are hard to stop. So, can Eli Stowers get some support from his friends? And key number 3, West Texas referendum. I don't love the phrase West Texas when you're talking about Texas high school football because West Texas is big and it's diverse and there's a lot of different areas, whether you're talking about El Paso or the Panhandle or the South Plains or the Permian Basin or the Concho Valley or Big Bend or where Abilene lies, the Big Country. But look, for the sake of argument, let's just say that Abilene is the last team that you could call West Texas that is left in the 6A playoffs. And quite frankly, it has not gone well for West Texas when they have played DFW teams. In 6A, West Texas is 1-3 against DFW powers. The only win is Abilene's win last week over North Crowley. If you include 5A Division I, the top 3 divisions, West Texas is a grand total of 2-5 against DFW. It has not gone well. Abilene represents the last hope for West Texas to make a deep playoff run. Can the Eagles stand up for out West? Who am I picking? I'm going with Guyer. I got to give the nod to the Wildcats because they have the single individual best player in Eli Stowers. And I think if they get their running game juiced up, like they did last week late against Arlington, I think that is going to give them a big boost. Now look, I think Arlington did expose some weaknesses on that Guyer defense. And I think Abel Rodriguez is fully capable of taking advantage of that. Furthermore, if Abilene's defense played like it did last week against North Crowley, then the Eagles have an outstanding shot of springing what would be, in my opinion, an upset. But in the end, I got to go with the Wildcats. I think Denton Guyer moves on to the regional final. 7 o'clock Saturday night at McLean Stadium in Waco. It's a 6A Division I regional semifinal between the DeSoto Eagles and the Spring Lions. If you are going by name recognition in this game, you are sorely mistaken because this Spring team is capital D dangerous. I think they have maybe the most underrated quarterback in the state right now in Bishop Davenport. He has been outrageous, and their defense is dynamic. They make plays. DeSoto is coming off of a comeback win over Rockwall. They kind of pulled it out of the fire thanks to quarterback Samari Collier. The big matchup for me in this one is the spring offensive line against this really dangerous defensive front for DeSoto, led by Shamar Turner and Byron Murphy. If spring can hold up front, I think they can absolutely take down DeSoto. But I think the DeSoto defense came through late last week, and I think they do it again this week. I think the Eagles move on to the regional final. 3 o'clock Thursday at Freedom Field in Iowa Colony. It is a 5A Division I regional semifinal between the Manville Mavericks and the Fort Bend Hightower Hurricanes. This is a rematch of a district game in which Manville won 49-38 about a month ago, but Hightower's on heater. Their by-district win over Port Arthur Memorial was very impressive, and they are playing lights out offensively, thanks to their quarterback, Jacoby Longino, who has, I think, taken a big step forward. They're running the ball really well with Charles Schelling. So the difference in the first game when these two teams met was that Hightower did not have an answer for the pass-catch combo of Gabriel Larry and Jalen Walthall. That was the difference. They went off and basically ran away and hit. Can Hightower make stops and find a way to mitigate that pass-catch combo for the Mavericks? But here's why I'm taking Manville this time. Manville's defense, which is almost entirely comprised of juniors, has really grown up, and I think they're playing their best football right now. I think it's close, but I do think that Manville moves on to the regional final. And 7 o'clock Saturday night at Buccaneer Stadium in Corpus Christi, it's a 5A Division II regional semifinal between Sharyland Pioneer and Georgetown Eastview. Pioneer is the final team standing for the Rio Grande Valley this season, and the game plan is simple. Hashtag let ELM cook. That's right, we're talking about Ailey Marburger, the quarterback for the Diamondbacks, who has been just one of the best players in the state. I mean, he's been unbelievable. He is averaging 470 total yards and 6 total touchdowns per game. He's been incredible. For the Diamondbacks, though, defense has left a little something to be desired, and that is where I think Eastview has a great shot in this game. Quarterback Peyton Adams, I think, is really solid. They run the ball very well with Isaiah Quentin Jackson. This team is loaded offensively. Look, if this is a game where you really value stops and you really value defense, you want to see that, find another game. I'll be honest. If you're that kind of guy, you're going to want a different game. This is going to be a high-scoring, fun, fireworks factory. And in the end, I go with the team with the single best player. Hashtag let ELM cook. I think Pioneer moves on to the regional final. But those are far from the only big games in the regional semifinals of the 6A and 5A Texas High School football playoffs. Remember, if I don't mention it out loud, my picks are scrolling at the bottom of the screen. Let's get to the lightning round. In 6A Division I, going with a little upset special. I like Arlington Martin over South Lake Carroll. Give me Atascocita over Fort Bend Ridgepoint. Down south, I like Cibolo Steel over Laredo United South. Crunch time in 6A Division II, I like Cedar Hill just barely over Tom Ball Memorial. I think San Antonio Brennan takes control of Region 4 with a win over Austin Vandergrift. And huge showdown in Houston. I'm going with Katy in a close one over Shadow Creek. 5A Division I now. Highland Park gets a measure of revenge with a win over Frisco Lone Star. I'm going with Corpus Christi Flower Bluff over Victoria West. And Lubbock Coronado outslugs Red Oak. In 5A Division II, I like Wichita Falls Rider over Canyon Randall. Huntsville over Crosby in one of the toughest games to call this week. And is it too late for me to hop on the Timberview bandwagon? Please? I'm taking Mansfield Timberview over Lucas Lovejoy. And those are the picks. I picked every single Texas high school football playoff game this weekend. I either said it out loud or scrolling down at the bottom of the screen. So you can let me know in the comments very politely, because remember, it's Christmas. What am I wrong about? Leave comments down below. Don't forget that subscribe button. Follow us on Twitter at DCTF. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/DaveCampbells. Follow us on Instagram, instagram.com/DaveCampbells. And of course, see us at TexasFootball.com, where you can find complete coverage of the 2020 Texas High School Football Playoffs at TexasFootball.com/playoffs. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the regional semifinals of the Texas High School Football Playoffs. Be safe, wear a mask. Merry Christmas.